What is today's challenge?
Today's challenge is going to be to talk about my struggles as a YouTuber. Lots of people think that being a YouTuber is always easy or it's a cool job because normally you see all the positivity and smiling people like me. Also, I smile a lot in my videos, but there's also some downsides to it, and I want to talk about that.
So, what are some of the struggles you are facing right now?
Well, right now, for example, first of all, the internet in our apartment is not that good. So sometimes, well, here it's better than in Lisbon, for example. In Lisbon, Portugal, a 3-minute video would upload like maybe an hour long. It was crazy, and I'm very impatient, and sometimes I wanted to make sure that the video is uploaded, and I couldn't do it because the internet was so slow. So now also for the last 2 days we edited until 5 a.m. and then the internet, for example, in Lisbon was so slow, so it took another hour to upload the video, and that is so frustrating. Like, it drives me crazy. I'm also a bit emotional with this type of stuff. You know that.
How emotional?
I've cried over that. Yeah, I've definitely cried over the internet. Also, my inner child comes out a little bit when this stuff happens, and I go very much into frustration, and I get also a bit angry, for example, I'm like, why can't they just fix the internet? You know, I blame people, so it's pretty intense sometimes. My friends know that. But at least I'm honest and I let it out, I also think, sometimes, So maybe it's a good thing, but it's still not very good for my health, I think.
Do you think that talking about it right now could give you some perspective about maybe how you want to handle things like this in the future?
Yes, actually, and I also want to ask you guys for help. Maybe also let me know in the comments how you have dealt with these things, and while talking about it, that helps me a lot. Also letting out the frustration helps me a lot, and this challenge is just so that I talk about it, and also let me protect my microphone, it's a bit windy here. I am very vulnerable, and maybe letting it out and showing you that I'm not perfect is also going to make you realize that nobody's perfect. And even though in my videos it seems like everything is perfect, sometimes it's far from that. It's hard.
What about like shooting days? Do you have any trouble with like actually producing the videos and the content?
For sure. So sometimes, look, when I set up my camera, there's problems with the focus, for example. I have to make sure I can focus on myself, and that's sometimes hard. Like, I have to put a tripod there so I can focus on myself. Sometimes I record for like 10 minutes a new video, then I will watch it and I will notice, there was no sound.
Oops.
And I'm actually really proud of the video. I think like, damn it, yeah, I nailed it. It's a good video. I check it, no sound. It drives me crazy sometimes. Or the focus wasn't correct, or the light switched and you couldn't see me, or there's crazy stuff that happens, especially with technology. The thing is, I like making videos. Like, now talking is easy for me, but the before and after frustrates me. Like, setting everything up and then editing the videos, it's a long process sometimes.
And why do you keep doing it?
Because I think that's one thing that I'm really good at. Like, I am good at talking, teaching, I think so at least. And I can't imagine myself to do anything else. Then also reading the comments of my students who appreciate it or send me nice emails, that I know I'm really helping people, and I love that. And I can't really see myself doing anything else. And also, one thing that adds to this frustration is traveling also. Because if I could just have a studio and always the same setup, it would be easier. But since I change countries each month, there's always something else. In Croatia, people kept honking in front of my window while making videos. Oh, thank you very much. I say something. It's like these little things, you don't see them in the videos because I cut them, I re-record. But this happens all the time. Or the room is too small. This is another big one. I'm doing Remote Year right now. So Remote Year is a program where we are traveling the world for 12 months. We are going to 12 countries. It's actually amazing. But I can't choose my room. So sometimes I will be put in a smaller room. I can't set up my equipment, so I have to do it in the living room. There's people walking through all the time. Man, it's not easy sometimes. But that's the only thing I can imagine to be doing, and the only thing I think I can contribute in the world, really. That's the only thing I love, and I never had a normal job, actually. I never had a normal job. So, because that's the only thing I'm good at, being self-employed and being creative.
So you've mentioned that a lot of times things go wrong behind the scenes,
Yeah.
in the production, in the uploading. But what has been your favorite part about this journey and this process and everything?
I think my favorite part actually has been working with people. I think that motivates me very much. Like working with you now, I love that. Then also with my business partners, Lucas and the other Lucas, because when you produce together and you see the result together, it's kind of really, it's motivating and very heartwarming. And the other thing, which is my favorite part, is meeting my students in person. That has always been very lovely.
I watch your YouTube channel. I learn language of that. Watch all of your. I love it. I think you have a nice personality. Learn German with Anja.
On the internet, it's always a bit anonymous. I get a lot of mean comments sometimes, you know, but also 95% are positive, or even 99%. But yeah, that has been my favorite part. Also reading these comments and then meeting my students in person. That's really nice. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about those mean comments. How does that affect you?
I get a lot of positive comments, you know, and emails and everything. Sometimes the mind, though, focuses on the negative ones a little bit more. So it's like I get one mean comment where one guy says, "Oh, Anja talks like Hitler." It's weird stuff. Or like also very pervy comments. For example, one guy was like, "When are you finally gonna put my into your mouth?" Yeah, because people on the internet, I think they are much meaner than in real life. Because they are anonymous. Nobody knows who it is, you know, so they just put anything out there and they don't care. That's also a lesson I want to learn, to just focus more on the positive things, you know. That's just appreciate more.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's easier to go down that rabbit hole and to only concentrate on like weird people. People are saying like I'm on drugs because I'm sometimes a bit hyper. Guys, I don't take any drugs. I don't even drink alcohol. So I'm just saying, yeah, it's weird stuff sometimes. But I also have a lot of positive comments. I think that list is much longer in my folder, so that's good.
If there's one thing that you want people to get from this video, the message that you want people to know about being a YouTuber, what is that?
Just don't believe that it's all glamorous. Like you see sometimes these YouTubers, they have like the amazing life, they're traveling, they have money, they are like loved by people. It's not like that. We go through lots of dips in our lives and we don't show that on camera often. Like I don't show you when I'm crying because the internet doesn't work. So, and I think especially with creative people that happens even more. You know, live your life to the best of your ability and don't be jealous of YouTubers or something, because our life is not that much better probably. And you know, there's also another girl, her channel is called English with Lucy. Maybe you guys have seen her. She talked about burnout amongst YouTubers and we had a big discussion about that. And honestly, 90% of the YouTubers were like, I have gone through the same thing. It's not all perfect, and yeah. And talking about this is actually nice now. So I'm a bit uncomfortable talking about this because you guys have only seen the all happy side of me and the energetic side. But at the same time, it's good to let it out and to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's important to remember that you are a YouTuber, but you're also a human being.
Exactly. I agree totally. And yeah, I've also gone through depression and anxiety and all of that. As I said, I'm very emotional, and so I can go very high and I get very hyper and excited and motivated and stuff, but I can also go very low, where I'm like in my bed and thinking, oh shit, I can't do this anymore. It's hard to upload videos all the time and to come up with new topics, and to be also business owner, that's also hard. Like I have people working for me now. I have about 5 people working for me, so that's also hard because sometimes they make mistakes and then I have to be like, no, do it like this. So coaching them, teaching them, it's also kind of hard. So yeah, sometimes I'm a bit like overwhelmed. I can show you the list of the ideas which I have for my life and things I want to accomplish. It's crazy. So sometimes it also kind of it paralyzes me in a sense that I think, oh my god, so many things, I can never do them, so let me not do anything. Because once you are in that spiral, you just keep going down, I think, sometimes. So it's hard to be like, no, stop. Yeah.
And that brings us to why you're doing this whole challenge in the first place, to just do.
Exactly, to just do. And you know, I was thinking about, should I talk about this or not? But in the end, why not? Well, we might die any day. It's really true. So why not just do and stop thinking? Because thinking usually makes us feel negative. So it's not, at least overthinking. Thinking not so much, but overthinking and dwelling on stuff. That is what is poison for us, I think. And if we just overcome that and just do, and that's why I'm doing this challenge. Exactly. That's what I want to learn with this. To just put it out there instead of thinking about it too much.
Thanks for being vulnerable with all of us.
Yeah. And by the way, the thermometer, or what do you call this thing? The fear level. Yeah. So the fear level of this challenge is kind of now, since we got a little bit deeper, I think I would be a 5 or 6. Also, please, guys, let me know in the comments what struggles you are facing in your job, first of all, and if you ever have dealt with depression or anxiety, or if you're dealing with it and how you have overcome it. I like this exchange with you guys because I think you can learn from me, maybe I can learn from you, so I think it's interesting to talk about this.
Yay!
Yay!
And that's a wrap.
Oh man, I wonder how the audio is going to be. Huh?
Okay, so what are we dealing with currently?
Currently, we are dealing with a lot of wind here, and I only brought this little microphone, so we don't know how the audio is going to turn out. So yeah, it's a big deal, you know, making videos.